Ladies and gentlemen, Harold Koda.
Almost 20 years ago, I invited Lynn to lunch after she savaged one of the shows I did at the Guggenheim Museum. Her review described the designer's relaxed Italian sprezzatura and sophisticated wabi-sabi neutrals as, I quote, famous droopy silhouette and bland palette. Her critique of Robert Wilson's poetic meander of mannequins down the beautiful Guggenheim ramp like chic extras from The Sheltering Sky was blistering. Her quote, "The clothes look like they got lost on their way from Bloomingdale's to Loehmann's." Back then, internet searches weren't so robust, so I didn't know what she looked like until she arrived at the museum's trustees' dining room, where many of the diners were actually wearing the clothes she had just disparaged. It was as if a Goya Maha had put on a black lace Balenciaga baby doll dress and exploded, but sporting maquillage à la poupée and a red-orange Louise Brooks bob and Mamie Eisenhower bangs. She looked, and it surprised me, sweet. An impression, incidentally, that was quickly dispelled over lunch. Lynn turned out to be a complicated, left of Trotsky, orgiastic fashion consumer, as well as opinionated fashion commentator. She had studied Marxist political economic theory at the New School, but stopped because she ended up spending her entire student loan on 6 French dresses. At the Village Voice, this woman who lavishes on herself honey-colored sable coats, a collection of 18th century diamonds, some paste, but some real, took charge of their union and pushed it towards more extreme militancy. She is a lover of avant-garde fashion, but seems happiest spending time in Clignancourt, English flea market stalls, and the 19th century shopping arcades of Paris, rummaging the past for battered dolls, Regency jewelry, mourning accessories, mourning as in funereal, and shrunken novelty cardigans. Her gimlet eye, her incisive mind, and her wicked barbs are variously focused on politics, culture, and fashion. But it is in her writing about the latter that her passions clearly reside. And even when shooting off an epistolary IED like her White House post, "High heels to the hurricane," one can imagine her typing it out with her lips pursed in a dimpled smile, Betty Boopish, her spirits buoyed higher than any Melania stilettos by the mischief she sows. She once wrote philosophically of a show crasher who scored a better seat than herself. Quote, "It is those true lovers of fashion cobbling together their fantastical looks and then venturing out to face the world that really keep this business alive." I'm thrilled to present the 2019 CFDA Media Award in honor of Eugenia Sheppard to our sweetly acerbic writer, journalist, critic, idiosyncratic influencer, and one of those original few who really do keep this business lively and alive, Lynn Yaeger.
Stop! Well, I didn't fall in the conversation pit, so I'm already ahead of the game. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Harold, for your lovely words. You know, we hear a lot of talk lately about diversity in fashion, and I would just like to say that I stand here as an early example of diversity. I consider myself pretty quirky as a fashion writer, and that makes this award all the more surprising and special for me. When I was a young girl growing up in working-class Massapequa Park on Long Island, my parents subscribed to the New Yorker magazine, which they thought was the pinnacle of urbane sophistication. So the first really serious fashion criticism that I was exposed to, that I read and loved, was in that magazine, which at the time never ran any pictures. Maybe that's why to this day I don't understand why my fabulous stories require any photos at all. When Mark Holgate at Vogue says to me, "Okay, interesting idea, but how will we illustrate it?" I bite my tongue, but what I really want to say is, pictures, who needs them? Aspiring fashion writers sometimes ask me how to break into the business. When I answer them, I like to quote Sally Singer, the editor who first brought me into Vogue. Sally once said that the key to good fashion writing is to be interested in everything except fashion: music, film, books, even politics. I certainly took this last piece of advice to heart. I've always loved politics and the ways in which style is expressed by real people, regardless of their circumstances. I actually covered the 2016 Trump inauguration, an event far too harrowing to go into here, for Vogue.com. So in addition to my fashion writing, I am grateful to Vogue.com for letting me do a weekly politics wrap-up every Sunday. I could talk about myself forever, and those who know me well will bear this out. But I know there are many other awards tonight. So let me close by saying thank you once again to the CFDA, to my friends and colleagues at Vogue, Sally, Mark, Choma, everybody that I work with, and of course to Anna Wintour. Lastly, I want to thank my parents, who sadly could not be here tonight. They despaired of me when I was growing up, failing every subject and only wanting to go shopping. Well, okay, Mom and Dad, I guess everything turned out all right.